My Lords, every time I speak after the noble Lord Deepton spoke, and I feel as though I've kind of taken on the headmaster, having been admonished, so I tread carefully. This has been actually a group of amendments that I wanted to comment on from the beginning, very briefly. But I think the fact that it's become quite fractious in some ways and quite animated would indicate what my original concerns are and why I wanted to ask the noble Lord Alton of Liverpool in particular to clarify something. Actually, in his opening remarks, he made the point that he warned the House that in the enthusiasm to smash the gangs and control our borders, in the enthusiasm to do that, he said, I'm paraphrasing, we must not emasculate our laws such as the Refugee Convention of 1951. Can I put a different concern that I have? And I want to know if he can, if it's possible to square this circle, because I'm concerned about that international agreements such as the Refugee Convention, which I consider, by the way, to be outdated, are often used to emasculate our domestic laws and emasculate even more appropriately in this discussion, emasculate any government of any party's ability to make new laws. And so there's a difficulty here. I mean, the Refugee Convention did emerge in a very different period. And I think even as we've heard the contributions here, I'm not convinced in all of the debates that I've been in since I've been in this House on any aspect of immigration or asylum that we would all agree on what refugee even means. And whatever a kind of legalistic definition is, we have this kind of ambivalence about what, or rather, there is a complete confusion at the moment about who exactly is in the small boats. That is one of the things that's happening in broader society. Therefore, a broader question then to the noble Lord Alton and Baroness Lady Hamway, because I do worry, and I just wanted to, if they could clarify how we avoid this question where we have to kind of choose either between the smugglers or the victims, because I do think that it is really unhelpful if we only ever see people as victims. I mean, first of all, I'm going to only finish in a minute, so you can come back on me. I think there's always a danger if we only see people as victims of smugglers, that A, that we deny their agency, B, if there's one thing that really will get on the nerves of the British public, it's the feeling that people in this House are being duped in that way, that there are so obviously some people who are playing the system. And just because they're playing the system, by the way, doesn't mean that they're evil. I mean, I've got every sympathy with the young, often young men who might be trying to pull a fast one to get here. It would be better than where they were coming from. But that's not the point, is it? That's not what unless we're going to just give out British citizenship on the basis of guile and a bit of sort of pluck and so on. So how do we actually deal with that? Because I do think it's very important that we just stop being so binary about this. And the truth of the matter is that the refugee, to go back to my original point and then I'll finish, the Refugee Convention just doesn't help us here. Because the truth of the matter is that there is a situation, a national crisis, in which undocumented people are arriving in the country. We've just, the day after the anniversary of 7/7, we know the potential security problems there. It means that we have no control over the border, and to their credit, the government are trying to do something about it. I don't see this, by the way, you know, I might have criticisms of the bill, but there is an attempt at saying this can't go on. And if then either the Refugee Convention, other international agreements, or basically the burden of a kind of moral guilt is thrown upon any of us who are worried about that, as somehow we don't care about people who are genuine and fleeing war and terror and so on, or that we don't care about international law and we don't care about this, that and the other. If that happens, then actually we're not going to get anywhere. We're not going to solve this problem. And that is a betrayal of the British public, to be honest. And if you wanted to...
I just